A girl, enslaved, becomes queen. History's course altered. This is the story of Nyah, a stolen daughter who defied fate, conquered adversity, and forged an unbreakable bond between two worlds. Nyah was only 12 when raiders stormed her village in the heart of West Africa. The night was filled with screams, fire, and chaos as she and many others were taken captive. Her father, the village chief, fought bravely but was overpowered. Her mother's cries rang in her ears as she was ripped away, forced into chains, and marched toward an unknown fate. For days, Nyah and the other captives walked under the scorching sun, their feet blistered and bleeding. Some fell, never to rise again. She saw warriors from neighboring tribes among the raiders, betraying their kin for weapons and wealth. But even in her despair, Nyah clung to hope. Her grandmother had once told her that destiny was a river, it might change course, but it always flowed forward. She vowed to survive. At night, the captives huddled together for warmth, whispering prayers to the spirits of their ancestors. Elders among them shared stories of resilience, urging the young ones to remain strong. Some tried to escape, but were captured and made examples of. Nyah watched and learned, keeping note of the captors' habits, their weaknesses, and the moments when they let down their guard. She knew that one day she would find a way to reclaim her freedom. Vast ocean, breathtaking fear. She was forced onto a great wooden ship, where the air was thick with the stench of sweat, fear, and sickness. The voyage was a nightmare. People were packed together in the dark, barely able to breathe. Disease spread, and those who perished were thrown into the sea. The ship rocked violently during storms, and Nyah held on to hope through whispered songs of her homeland. She learned to steal moments of fresh air when allowed on deck, gazing at the endless horizon, dreaming of escape. There were whispers of rebellion among the captives, but their chains and weakness prevented them from fighting back. Nyah watched the sailors closely, learning their language, their routines, and their vulnerabilities. When they finally reached land, she was paraded in the market, her dark skin and strong frame examined like livestock. Wealthy buyers poked and prodded, debating her worth. Finally, a nobleman purchased her, and she was taken to a grand estate. Nyah was placed in service to the nobleman's household, where she learned quickly. Unlike many of the other captives, she did not allow despair to consume her. She observed how the household functioned, memorizing the ways of the Europeans. One evening, while delivering a message, she crossed paths with Prince Aldrich, heir to the throne. He was unlike the other nobles, curious, thoughtful. When he heard her speaking his language fluently, he was impressed. He began seeking her out, intrigued by her intelligence and grace. Over time, admiration turned into something deeper. Against the wishes of his advisors, and despite fierce opposition, Aldrich chose Nyah as his bride. Their marriage was controversial, but Aldrich stood firm. Nyah found herself thrust into a new world of court politics, where every glance and whisper held hidden meaning. Some tried to sabotage her, planting rumors of witchcraft and manipulation. But Nyah was no stranger to struggle. She turned each challenge into an opportunity, winning over allies through wisdom, kindness, and sheer determination. Becoming a queen did not mean an end to hardship. The royal court despised her. Whispers of betrayal and sorcery filled the halls. Some nobles refused to acknowledge her presence. Nyah, however, refused to cower. She educated herself in governance, learning the intricacies of trade, diplomacy, and war. She proved herself not only a beautiful queen, but a formidable strategist. She bore Aldrich 3 children, securing her place in the royal bloodline. But even as she ruled beside him, her heart remained in Africa. She dreamt of her homeland and longed to see her people again. When Aldrich ascended the throne, Nyah saw an opportunity to bring change. She strengthened trade with African kingdoms, ensuring that her people benefited as much as the Europeans. She advocated for fair policies standing against exploitation. Slowly, her influence reshaped the kingdom, proving that she was more than just a foreign queen. She was a leader in her own right. Nyah convinced Aldrich to send envoys to her homeland, not as conquerors, but as allies. She spoke of the wealth of Africa, not just gold and spices, but wisdom, art, and culture. Slowly, an alliance began to take shape. African leaders, wary at first, came to respect the queen who had once been stolen from them. Trade routes were established, bringing prosperity to both lands. Still, Nyah longed to return. When her eldest son came of age, she insisted on making the journey back. Aldrich, though reluctant, finally agreed. The journey was long, but when Nyah set foot on African soil again, tears filled her eyes. The village she had been taken from had changed, but her people had not forgotten her. Some were wary, others in awe. Could a stolen daughter truly return as a queen? Nyah proved herself. She spoke to the elders, sharing knowledge of medicine, engineering, and governance. She helped build schools and trade centers. She honored the traditions of her people while bringing innovations from the European world. The people of her homeland saw her as a bridge between worlds. She helped establish new trade agreements, ensuring that her village thrived rather than suffered under foreign influence. Her presence reignited a sense of pride and determination among her people. Nyah's name became legend. She bridged two worlds, turning tragedy into triumph. Her children ruled wisely, carrying her vision forward. The bond she had forged between Africa and Europe endured for generations. Her spirit, unbreakable and noble, lived on in history as a testament to resilience and destiny. In her later years, Nyah dedicated herself to education and cultural preservation. She established institutions that taught both African and European history, ensuring that future generations would understand their shared legacy. She wrote extensively, documenting her journey so that no one would forget the trials she had endured and the triumphs she had achieved. She spent her final years traveling between Africa and Europe, ensuring that the alliance she helped build remained strong. When she finally passed, her funeral was attended by dignitaries from both continents. Her story, once one of sorrow, had become a tale of triumph that would be told for centuries. Her children and grandchildren carried her vision forward, ensuring that trade, diplomacy, and knowledge continued to flourish between the two lands. Even in death, Nyah's influence remained, a bridge between two worlds, uniting them in understanding and mutual respect. If you found Nyah's story inspiring, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible tales of resilience and triumph. Thank you for watching.